those who say the richest man in England was the Earl of Crankcase. I use the past tense because one day in back of his ancestral home, Abominable Manor, the Earl decided to take a swim.
I shall take a short dip and then have tea.
Unfortunately, the Earl was absent-minded. Not only didn't he have any tea in the house, but he didn't have a pool. The effects of the tragedy were far-reaching. Before the week was out, the 3 surviving members of the Crankcase family gathered at the law firm of Lamb, Curry, and Rice for the reading of the will. These were distant nephews of the late Earl, Filcher, Belcher, and Jay.
Oh, how we grieve our dear uncle's passing.
Oh, how we'll miss him.
Oh, how much did he leave us?
Nothing. The entire estate, consisting of £1 million note, goes to the new Earl of Crankcase, and this is what he looks like.
The only existing photograph was a glossy 8x10 of a 12x4 foot. On the sole of the foot was an inscription reading, Rue Britannia.
Find a foot with that on it and I'll show you the new Earl.
Wasting not a second, the nephews searched their souls.
Mine says, don't tread on me. Fiddlesticks.
Mine says, walk softly and carry a big stick. Oh, prunes.
How do you spell Britannia?
It was apparent that the heir apparent was none of them. By the end of the week, the law offices were overrun with barefoot boys with lots of cheek, all claiming to be the new Earl. It was just about then that a prominent London physician made a startling discovery.
This isn't the foot of a man, it's the foot of a moose.
And that brings us to Frostbite Falls, Minnesota, home of our stalwart hero, Rocket J. Squirrel.
Oh, I hate my uncle, but I love my antlers, 'cause antlers are a moose's best friend. Hey, Rock!
Huh? What is it, Bullwinkle?
Hand me my shower cap, will you?
Yeah, here you are.
Thanks. Anything I can't stand is wet horns.
Say, have you seen the morning paper? It says here they're looking for a moose foot with Rue Britannia on it.
You mean like this?
Yeah, like that. Bullwinkle, your foot.
Sure, it's my foot. I got another one just like it. They come in pairs, you know.
But Bullwinkle.
Sometimes they come in apples and kumquats, but mostly in pairs.
Yeah, but those words on the bottom of your foot, don't you know what that means?
Yeah, I got a scrub hardy.
No, you're the new Earl of Crankcase.
Notifying the Crankcase lawyer of the big news, the boys then departed for England.
Here's champion news, gentlemen. The new Earl has been located and will arrive within the hour aboard the SS Flotsam.
Oh, how jolly.
Here, here.
By the way, sir, what would happen if the Earl were to meet with a timely accident?
Why, then you chaps would split the inheritance.
Flushed with incentive, the nephews dashed to the nearest beach just as a channel swim got underway. Pretending to be part of the competition, the cunning threesome dove into the water and appeared to be swimming to France. However, they had barely left shore when suddenly they veered at a 90-degree angle and set a more or less indirect course for the good ship Flotsam, which had just entered the harbor.
Look out this porthole, Rock. They got the strangest-looking purposes in these waters.
Those aren't porpoises, Bullwinkle.
What then, mermen?
No, they're probably diving for pennies.
Actually, they were diving for the bottom of the boat. Once there, they promptly drilled a gaping hole.
Awful warm cabin we're in. Look how we're perspiring.
Bullwinkle, that's seawater.
Indeed it was, and in a matter of minutes, the cabin was almost filled. Will this turn out to be a one-episode story? Don't miss Earl and Water Don't Mix, or next time, take the drain.
And now it's time for...
Time for the dancing fool, Bullwinkle.
Again? And now for one of our special fairy tales.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, there was a young girl named Goldilocks who, for no other reason besides wanting to get rich, decided to go into business for herself. Taking all the money that she had earned as a chimney sweep, she purchased a large lodge high up in the mountains and set about the task of turning it into a winter resort. She worked very hard getting things ready for the happy, money-bearing crowds that were soon to come, and then, at last, she was done. It was opening day, and she flung open the doors.
Welcome to Goldie's, winter vacationers!
But alas, not one single winter vacationer showed up, for unfortunately, Goldilocks had overlooked one little detail. She had opened her winter resort in the summer.
Oh, drat.
But being a quite intelligent young lady, she immediately realized her mistake.
110 in the shade. My winter resort is much too hot.
And quickly came to a sensible solution.
I will take a walk in the woods until winter comes and cools things off.
And off she went. Now, it so happened that in another part of the forest, not too far away, there lived 3 bears. There was Papa Bear.
I'm Mama Bear.
Oh. And Baby Bear.
I'm Papa Bear.
Oh. Then you must be Baby Bear.
No, my name is Clyde. I'm just passing through.
I am Baby Bear.
Are you sure?
No.
Oh, well, never mind. You'll do. And all summer long, the 3 bears romped.
Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la.
And played in the forest.
Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
And were very, very happy.
Do-de-do-de-do.
Then, one day, as everybody knew it would, winter came, and it was time for the 3 bears to hibernate.
I'm getting sleepy.
I'm getting sleepy too.
Not me. Let's romp and play some more. Do-de-do-de. Do I have to go to sleep?
Yes. Now come on.
And off they went in search of a place to sleep for the winter. After a while, they came to a big cave, and they went inside, but could not sleep, for it was much too cold.
It's freezing in here.
Yeah, it is sure free. How do I know when I'm cold, Papa?
You turn blue. Let's get out of here.
On they searched until finally they came to Goldilocks' lodge. They scurried up onto the front porch, and Baby Bear carefully tried the front door.
Look, Papa, it's open.
Well, don't just stand there. Go in. Go in.
And once inside, they found that it wasn't too hot, it wasn't too cold, but it was just right. Here was the place where they would spend the winter.
I think I'll sleep here on the sofa.
I'll sleep here in front of the fireplace.
And I will play the piano. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. If you keep hitting me like that, someday you're going to break my spirit.
Never mind. Get to sleep before I rock you to sleep.
With a real rock?
Yes.
Night, Papa.
Meanwhile, little Goldilocks had stopped walking the woods, for winter had come, and winter vacationers could be seen coming up the highway in droves. Goldilocks dashed back to her winter resort ready for business, but when she arrived at the lodge...
Somebody's been fooling with my door. Somebody's been fooling with my piano.
Somebody's making too much noise. I can't sleep.
A bear!
Good heavens, where?
Oh, what's going on?
Another bear!
What time is it?
Good grief, there's 3 of them!
Well, realizing that having bears in her lodge would surely frighten her customers away, she hurriedly tried to get rid of them.
Get out! What do you think you're doing here?
We're hibernating. What are you doing here?
I own the place!
That's no excuse, young lady. Now, go away. I'm sleepy.
And I'm sleepy.
Not me.
Shut up!
Well,
I'm not sleepy, Papa. I don't want to stay here.
Oh, what a mess. Here I am, Goldilocks and the 3 bears.
Hey, Goldilocks and the 3 bears. See, that'll make a good title for a story.
Shut up!
Well, we're
I don't want you to whip me anymore, Papa, really.
The vacationers, they're here. All right, you asked for it. Now I'm going to take care of you once and for all.
Don't shoot! I'm a mama bear!
Don't shoot, I'm a Papa Bear.
Don't shoot. I'm not sleepy.
Shut up!
And so, Goldilocks opened her winter resort right on schedule, and it was a huge success right from the start. And what happened to the 3 bears? Well, Goldilocks solved the problem nicely. For not having the heart to shoot them, she arranged it so they could stay for the winter without bothering a soul. And there they slept, happily, ever after.
Not me. I'm not sleepy.
Shut up!
And now for the educational part of our program.
Don't say that or nobody'll watch.
Anyway, here's Mr. Know-It-All.
Hello, friends. Today we take up the problem of how to have a hit record. First, it is necessary to make a record. That part's easy. Oh, palooty-dooty-bitty, rodo-sootity-fo, zoot. See? But next, you gotta have it played by a top-flight disc jockey. And there's one now. Disc Dawson. Hello, Disc Dawson. You're my favorite DJ. Would you like to hear my latest hit?
No, I'd like you to hear my latest hit.
Sounded more like a hit and run. Now, you may think I'm discouraged, and I am, but the essential thing is he'll remember me. I'll just press my face against the glass here and he'll recognize me. Hello, disc doll, remember me?
How could I forget?
If all else fails, you must impress the disc jockey with the prestige of the company that made your record. Hey, look, Mr. Disc Dawson, baby, what do you say to that?
Only one thing to say.
And that is...
Sick 'em!
Gee, Mr. Know-It-All, are you going to make another hit record?
No, I'm out of the record business.
But isn't that a record you're making there?
Nope, it's a pizza! I want a mozzarella coming up!
And now...
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat. See? Nothing up my sleeve. Presto! Wrong hat.
And now it's time to meet Mr. Peabody.
Hello out there, Peabody and Sherman in here.
Where are we going today, Mr. Peabody?
Mexico, my boy. The year is 1910, and the famous person we'll tete-a-tete with is Pancho Villa. The Wayback whisked us back through the decades to a bandit camp in the Mexico Badlands. It was obvious that Pancho was having trouble with his men.
Pancho, you know we love you like a bandit, but how come all the time you're feeding us jumping beans?
Because Gonzales, beans is all we got.
Well, if this keeps up, Pancho, we gonna jump ourselves over to some other leader.
Don't be silly, boys. Jumping is good for you. Gives you exercise.
We don't want no exercise.
Tell you what Pancho gonna do. I gonna rub down, get mucho pesos, and buy beans that don't make you jump.
Better yet, stick up the town and buy tamales. I don't like beans no more.
Very well, I do it.
The nearest town was El Famino, undoubtedly the most poverty-stricken metropolis in the world. Sherman, we must warn these people Pancho Villa is on his way, and we'll start with that street cleaner.
Who's the street cleaner? I am the mayor.
Oh, I beg your pardon, Your Honor.
Mr. Mayor, you better tell your citizens that Pancho Villa is coming to rob you.
Oh, no, he ain't.
Why not?
Because we got nothing he can rob us of. This town is destitute, poor, bankrupted, broke.
What are you keeping that bank?
That's not a bank. It's a motel.
Mr. Mayor, have you any idea what Pancho Villa will do if he robs you and doesn't get any money?
Sure. He'll take an IOU.
He'll destroy the town.
Well, if that's the way it's gonna be, that's the way it's gonna be. Excuse me, senors, but I have a luncheon engagement around the corner.
What do we do, Mr. Peabody?
Well, there must be some money in the town, Sherman, and it's up to us to raise it. Just then, Pancho rode in.
Stick 'em up, town.
Mr. Villa, I wonder if you could come back at 3.
3? Can you give me one good reason why, senor?
Because the town doesn't have any money to give you now, but by 3 it will have.
That's not a bad reason. Okay, I come back at 3. Vámonos, caballo.
Our first step was the El Famino Bank.
You wish a room, senor?
The mayor was right. This is a motel.
We got special this week on safe deposit boxes. They're very comfortable, senors. Look, my good man, if I were to hold you up, what would I get? A sore back. I weigh 200 pounds.
No, Mr. Peabody means that if he held you up with a gun, what would he get?
Excuses. Nothing but excuses. You have no money, then? No one in El Famino has money, except maybe old man Moss. He's a millionaire. Oh? Sure, he saved money all his life. I bet you he's got at least $1.50 salted away. The Moss Rancho was located on the very edge of town. We approached the rancho, and there on the porch sat Old Man Moss, kicking the bucket.
Mr. Moss, Pancho Villa is going to hold up the town at 3, and unless he gets money, he'll wipe out everything.
Would you be willing to donate $1 or so?
I will be most happy to, but all my money is tied up in food.
Food? I wonder what Pancho would say to that.
Food is all right. I was going to buy food with the money anyway. What kind of food you got, senor?
Jumping beans. 20 crates of them.
Senors, if I was to take these beans to my men, they would jump me to death. Well, I guess I got to wipe the town out. Who's got a match?
I can't let you do that, Pancho. I was willing to let you get away with a loan of $1 or $2 to prevent any violence, but as for wiping El Camino out...
How are you going to stop me?
With this, I produced a photograph of a fascinating senorita, one whose beauty was enough to overcome any man. Pancho Villa took one look at it and promptly fell asleep, and, strangely enough, so did all the other gentlemen in that area. We removed the desperado's guns and sent him riding off where he came from.
But suppose he comes back?
We'll leave this picture with the town. Pancho will fall asleep every time he sees it.
But I don't understand, Mr. Peabody. Why does everyone fall asleep when they look at this?
It's an old Spanish custom, Sherman.
It is?
Of course. This girl's name is Esther. And you know that when you see Esther, you fall asleep.
In our previous encounter, we witnessed the demise of the Earl of Crankcase, who did a 3.5 gainer into what he thought was a pool. Naturally, this meant that a new Earl had to take his place.
And this is what he looks like. He has the foot of a moose with the inscription, Rue Britannia.
He not only had the foot of a moose, he was all moose and a yard wide.
Bullwinkle, you're an Earl!
Cod-livered or castor?
However, just prior to closing, we learned that the 3 rascally nephews of the former Earl were determined to get the inheritance themselves. And as our hero's ship entered the harbor, it was met by the aforementioned trio, who promptly drilled a hole in her bottom.
Bullwinkle, this ship is sinking!
Curious, what would cause an odor like that?
Sinking!
Oh.
Indeed it was. It looked like the boys were gooners.
That's goners!
Fortunately, though, the SS Flotsam settled easily into only 3 feet of water due to a handy sandbar.
For a second there, I thought we were gooners.
That's goners.
Oh.
Like all good luxury liners, this one, too, was equipped with an extra long gangplank, one that enabled the passengers to make it safely ashore.
Now what, Rock?
Now we head for the law office of lamb, curry, and rice to claim the inheritance. If we can get a cab.
Luck was with them and against them, for although they succeeded in getting a cab, they also got 3 drivers.
3 drivers? That's funny.
I don't know. Sounded like a pretty straight line to me.
No, I think we've seen those fellas before.
Yeah, probably in another episode.
Are you sure we've got the new Earl?
Who cares, so long as the meter's running?
I know. Make him show the inscription on the bottom of his foot. Capital idea.
See, other foot for inscription.
Sure enough, on the other sole were the words, Rue Britannia.
It's him, all right. Quick, smash the car into a brick wall and we'll be rid of him.
But they were in a wall-less section of London, and so were forced to come up with another plan. Taking the first road out of town, they pulled to a stop 3 days later at the very brink of the White Cliffs of Dover. That's when Rocky and Bullwinkle became suspicious.
Gee, you'd think we'd be at the lawyer's office by now.
Relax, they're probably taking a shortcut.
Maybe so, but we better find out. Say, fellas, why are we stopping?
We're going to have the car washed. Yes, you chaps sit right where you are. This'll only take a moment.
The plan was obvious. Sneaking to the rear of the cab, the 3 scallywags prepared to push it over the edge with our boys still inside. But a small squirrel and a large moose were quite a load.
I say, chaps, push!
We are pushing.
But although it was perched halfway over, the cab wouldn't budge.
Oh, fiddle-de-dee. Let's just haul them out and toss them over.
And so they jumped into one side of the cab just as Rocky and Bullwinkle came out the other.
Let's give him a hand, Bullwinkle.
The change in weight was all it took.
That's the craziest car wash I ever seen.
Well, we can't fool around any longer. Let's get to the lawyer's office.
And eventually they did.
There's no doubt of it. Your foot and the foot in this photo are one and the same. Congratulations, you are the new Earl.
Good. Can I have the £1,000,000 note now?
Not just yet. You see, according to the will, you must live in the ancestral home for 1 week.
Ancestral home?
Yes, Abominable Manor.
Shucks, I've been living in an abominable manner all my life.
Yes, but not with 3 desperate wet nephews to contend with. Will Bullwinkle survive? We'll find out in Moose Gets the Juice or Morning Becomes Electrocuted.
Now, everybody raise their right hands and repeat after me. I solemnly swear to be honest, loyal, brave, clean, and trustworthy.
Just a minute, buddy.
Something wrong?
Wrong? Who, boy? What is this honest, brave, and loyal stuff?
It's the new fan club oath.
Maybe later on it mentions sly, nasty, and vile?
Nope. Just honest, brave, clean, loyal, and trustworthy.
What kind oath is that? You expect me to sell out, give up my way of life? I got low standards, you know. Come, Natasha, we start our own outfit. The Boris Bedenoff Fan Club. Well, what do you think of the new clubhouse?
Is real eyesore, Boris.
You really think so? You're not just saying that to make me feel good?
Oh, I wouldn't kid you, darling. With little work, it could be blight our whole community.
Think big, Natasha. We'll have Boris Bedenoff Fan Clubs blemishing whole country. New chapters festering up everywhere.
How do we do this, Boris?
How else? Advertise on television. Feeling grouchy, irritable, nasty? Then Boris's fan club needs you. Modern day clean living got you down? Want to strike a blow for foul play? Then join Boris Bedenoff Beast Corps.
This was a paid fanatical announcement.
Double your pleasure, double your fun. Join Boris's fan club and learn hit and run. Look, Natasha, he's working already. Look at those members.
Yes, Boris, but can they be trusted?
Trusted? Natasha, what a thing to say. Of course they can't be trusted. They're our kind of people.